Mike, congrats on the new deal. I'm curious,
Appreciate it.
you as a hometown kid who bounced around as much as you did, and I got to think there were times where you maybe thought about hanging it up to be in this place now where you're a starter and the team rewards you with this kind of deal, 15 minutes from where you grew up with your family here too. Just how special is it?
It's amazing. It's a complete blessing, that's for sure. The journey has been up and down, and there's been multiple times where like you said, kind of been thinking about up, or maybe it's time to move on and start a real career. Working, whatever it may be. But to be home, home here with the Denver Broncos, and everything like that. My family and I we're super excited.
Next one, Mike, please.
Yeah, Mike, might be the first time ever that a guy gets a contract extension and he's practicing on the side injury field. Did you get any razzes from the teammates about that? About getting, after you get paid, go work off to the side?
Yeah, some guys were trying to say it was a little vet day, but no, it's nothing serious. I'll be good to go. It's just I got to be able to be ready to play on Sundays. So.
Next one, Eric Dalala.
Mike, congratulations. How much do you look back at that game against the Chargers last year when you were able to come in and make an impact in the run defense as kind of the turning point for you in your career?
Yeah, I've kind of said it before. You always kind of go into a game just thinking you're the guy. You got to prepare like you're the one to play. And, the other few weeks before that, leading up to that, I was inactive, but still prepared every week like I was going to be the guy. And, when my number finally did get called, it's just, it's time to perform and go out there and do what I prepared to do. So, it was a great game for me to come in there and do that. And, luckily it was kind of a turning point in the season. And it's just nice to, to build off of that and be where I am today.
Next one, Colin Newman.
Mike, did you take any of those times that you got cut or waived harder than others? I mean, were there any particular real down points in terms of that? And then secondly, you thought, hey, do I need to go get a real job? What were your thoughts? Like, what real job would you have done besides being a football player?
One of the biggest ones was probably San Francisco. A lot of guys, if you kind of struggle in the league, it's kind of you're getting cut so many times before you finally find a home. For me, I was there for 4 years. Granted, the first 2 years was practice squad, but I was able to, I stayed there for 4 years total, and was able to 2 years on practice squad, 2 years active, and from that point leaving there, it's kind of the reality of the league that you can end up somewhere, you be on one team 1 week, and then a completely another team another. But then that year in general, I was 5 different teams or 6 different teams in 1 year, 1 calendar season. It was a lot. My wife was actually pregnant with our daughter at the time. We had first traveled out together to Chicago. We were there for about a month. And then, we kind of just settled down into a place that we thought, we might be here for season, just settled down. And 2 days later, I get the phone call in the morning, come in, turn in your iPad. And from that point on, she stayed home. And then I, had the journey across the league. So that whole year in general was kind of, kind of hurt, but, just kind of kept pushing. If I didn't keep pushing, I wouldn't be here today. But, as far as, what would I have done outside of football, a real job, firefighting is kind of something I've always kind of thought about doing. So that was kind of the process. I had kind of looked into, certain tests that you have to take in order to get into that. And it's not an easy process to be, accepted into the fire academy. It takes some time. So, just kind of had to think about doing that. And then, maybe it was coaching or something else like that. There's plenty of options, but I'm glad I didn't have to use any of those yet. So.
Next one, Andrew Mason.
Mike, the last year and 3 quarters, you started off in the AAF and now you're here. When you went to the AAF, what did you think that would do for you? Did you feel like it might create an opportunity? And if that hadn't worked, would you have really gone down that firefighting and career path after the AAF?
To answer that second question, yeah, I probably would have if it didn't work out. I wouldn't necessarily call it a last-ditch effort, but I wasn't ready to hang up the pads. not ready to hang up the cleats. So I went, played in that league, and, really it brought back – it took me back to almost high school and college football. It was the love of the game. I was out there playing. It was a fun time, and, I went out there, had fun, played my ball, and, got another opportunity with it. And so it was exciting. But, if that didn't work out, then it could have been the end of the road, but I'm glad it wasn't.
Next one, Nick Kosmeyer.
Mike, just to switch gears a little bit, how difficult is it to prepare for a team when there's uncertainty about the quarterback situation and those quarterbacks that could or could not play are very different from one another?
Yeah, with this week, it's kind of two different complete quarterback styles. Look at the first few games compared to the game that they played last night. Changes up, so it's kind of hard. But you just got to be a professional in this league. You got to be able to prepare for whatever situations may come. So we're going to prepare like we could face any one of the three quarterbacks, no matter who it may be. And we just got to go out there and we're going to be the best defense that we can be.
Guys, time for a few more. Next one, Jeff.
Mike, when Elway brought you in here, Vic always said he told him, be careful, you might like him. Are you a better player than you were, or is it just opportunity, or a little of both?
I'm my own worst critic, but at the same time, I have the most faith in myself. So, I think I could have always played at this level. So I think opportunities was part of it. But, it's just, I think, compared to my first few years, I think I definitely am a better player. What kind of helped me probably coming in here was knowing this defense from my rookie year. You come into the league as a rookie, you're really hitting those books. You really got to understand the defense, and Vic's defense isn't easy to catch on to. So for me as a rookie, a lot of that stuff was burned into my brain. So when I got the opportunity to come back here, and I know it's the same defense, it all worked out in my favor. So I think, I have, the most faith in myself and my skill set. But opportunities definitely played a role as well.
Guys, time for a few more. Zach, then Brandon.
Hey, Mike, congratulations. When did you first realize that an extension like this could become reality?
When my agent kind of told me, it's kind of, it's good news, and it's just, but you got to be able to come into work every day and make sure that you focus on, the task at hand, make sure nothing that's technically off the field, kind of distracts you. So, it's just to be in this position, it's amazing and completely blessed. And like I said, me and my family are really excited to be home in Denver.
Line one, Brandon.
Mike, back to the firefighter thing. As you were looking into it, I know you got to be big to carry people out of burning buildings, but were you a little too big? Were you going to have to lean down because at 6'3" and 330 almost, that might make you the biggest firefighter around?
Yeah, I mean, that weight of 328 is a little inflated, but I think I definitely would have, slimmed up a little bit. That's the plan when I'm done with football. Anyways, I want to slim up, maybe get back to those 200s on the scale one day. But yeah, there's seen a lot done with as far as the firefighter. Some of the tests that they got to go through, the holes you got to be able to crawl through. It's not easy. So if you're claustrophobic, maybe not the thing for you. Being as big as I am, that's, one thing. You got to be able to squeeze through some holes or, knock down some walls. And I got faith I can do that. So.